Hello everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Lunch and Learn Live with Lynn. I'm trying a new background, so a little bit of color for this time of the year. And I'm going to be talking all about the topic of my mom. And the title of this week's live is Holy SHIT. I've become my mom. So how many people can relate to that statement? How many women with moms? And I say it kind of obviously tongue in cheek because I think in one respect, it's awesome that I've become my mom. And in other respects, it's like, holy SHIT, I am the age at which she retired. So that's like, whoa, it seemed like she was older when she retired. I was 29 when she retired. She's 30 years my senior. And 29, 59 seemed, my mom never made it seem old. She was always a very young, vibrant person. But here I am, like around the corner, it's just, it's here and it's crazy. So I want to talk about this and give you some resources and some ideas and some inspiration as well. She retired a little early, right? She retired from teaching when she was 59. Now, for some teachers, that's early. My mom absolutely loved what she did. However, she got remarried and her new husband convinced her to retire so that they could go off into the sunset and do the things that they love to do together. So the plan kind of changed once my mom retired, and he decided to sit in his lazy boy and didn't want to travel. And in fact, he wanted to move full-time to Florida. So he did like a 360-degree turn on my mom, changed the game plan and said, we're going to go sit in some lazy boys in Florida full time. My mom was a very hands-on mother and grandmother, and she was like, no, that was not what we discussed. And we also didn't discuss me becoming your caretaker, cooking for you, cleaning for you, doing your laundry for you, all those things she didn't have time to do before because she was working full-time as a teacher and he was a bachelor. So the whole game plan changed. And even though my mom didn't regret retiring, she did not go to Florida. She did not stay married. And she chose her own path, the path that she thought she was going to be on with a partner. So she forged forward and stayed retired, but it afforded her some other luxuries that she probably didn't anticipate. And while she missed her career because she loved her children, she loved her students, she loved her parents, she found a new path, a new version of herself and her life to really embrace. One of the things I just never thought I'd ever catch up to her in age. And, here I am. Although I don't have any plans to, quote, retire in a full-time sense. Sometimes I consider myself semi-retired because I have flexibility in what I do. Working for yourself, you have that flexibility. So, for instance, I'm going away for 2 weeks pretty soon, and I'm going to visit my very best friends. And while I'm there, I'm going to fit some work in, but I'm also going to enjoy time with my friends and time playing and hiking and being outside and doing all of those fun things that semi-retirement, full-time retirement, or really good work-life balance and remote work affords you. But at the end of the day, I do feel like I've become my mom, which I'm going to talk about why that's the case. When I really reflect on her choice to retire, I kind of see the wisdom in it. She didn't retire because she had to. It was a choice. She retired because she could. And having a pension as a teacher provided her with that financial foundation and freedom to stop trading time for money. And it was this foundation that let her live out her other passions. Her passions of spending time with family and spending time with friends. I remember she joined the Red Hat ladies. She traveled a bit. She helped out a lot with the grandchildren. She's kind of the second mom to my kids. And one of her favorite activities was watching all of her grandkids, gosh, how many did she have? 13 or 14, play sports. She really, really enjoyed being present and going to all their school functions and plays. And she was just 100% hands-on grandmother, and she loved it. And, had she continued down the path with her ex-husband, it might have looked different. It might have been different. She might not have been as available to her children and her grandchildren. Basically, what she decided to do at 59 is she traded time for joy rather than just for a paycheck. But again, she had that financial foundation, and she was by no means what she would consider rich, but she had that pension. She knew that check was going to come in every single month. She knew the amount, and she worked her life around that amount. And yeah, I think she picked up some part-time jobs, like she worked at Hallmark store, and she worked as a dance instructor, and she had little things that she would do. But today, traditional pensions are rare, but that doesn't mean achieving financial security and freedom in retirement is out of reach. While fewer of us have employer pensions, I do not have one. We can build our own personal pension. I actually call it a personal pension and protection plan. And with the right planning, the personal pension can put in place a guaranteed income source for you, or it can integrate your guaranteed income sources, like from Social Security, some other guaranteed income sources from things like a reverse mortgage is another guaranteed income source. Some cases, life insurance can be a guaranteed income source. And then we can create our own guaranteed income source from our 401ks and our IRAs, if that is important to you. It really comes down to what is important to you. And these protection strategies, so that's the personal pension side, but on the protection side is you need some strategies to protect your nest egg. So there's a multitude of protection strategies you need to consider so that you insulate your nest egg from those risks that we may face in retirement, like market volatility, like healthcare risk, a long-term care need risk, those types of risks. I think that when you create a retirement that not only funds your needs, but frees you up to do other things, it's sometimes like a light just goes on inside of us, right? It's what I call a plan to be happier, healthier, and wealthier. And if you've been following me, I talk about that all the time. I think it's important to note that there's also a significant body of research, and I will link to this research in the show notes. And I'll link the content of this live today. But a significant body of research shows that people with a source of guaranteed income, like a pension or an annuity, are happier in retirement. They also tend to live longer. The Journal of Financial Planning found that retirees with consistent income streams have lower rates of depression and stress. And retirement in and of itself can bring on a lot of depression and stress, and some say to kind of epidemic levels, which is really sad. And the Institute for Social Research discovered that this financial security is linked to higher satisfaction, well-being, and even physical health. So simply put, the confidence of guaranteed income, a personal pension protection plan, whatever you want to call it, frees people to embrace life more fully. So I want to alert you to a guide also. I'll just go through the guide real quickly. But this is a guide to annuities, because I mentioned that annuities can be a form of guaranteed income. And there's different types of annuities. And I think it's one of the products or the strategies that's probably least understood. It's also can be pretty confusing strategy. And it's also been I don't know, I guess in a way there's been some predatory practices with annuities, unfortunately, right? Because there's these people in the industry that are just pushing product, right? They're not looking at the person as a whole and saying, what do you want in your life? What do you want for goals? What do you want to achieve in your life? So in some cases, people have been sold products that don't really fit what they're trying to achieve in retirement. And so my goal is so that women never get sold anything. We make informed buying decisions. And so by educating yourself about these things, about your risks, about the potential strategies, about how to create a personal pension and protection plan, you can make more informed decisions. You can have more informed conversations, and you're never sold anything. You're making good, informed buying decisions that are in your best interest and are going to meet your goals, because everyone's are different. And that's why it's called a personal pension plan, because it's personalized to you and your needs and your tolerances for risks and all kinds of other questions that factor into it. But I just put together this guide. It's called Her Guide to Annuities. It's protecting your nest egg, how an annuity can safeguard your retirement savings during uncertain times. Because I'm seeing a lot of people feeling uneasy about the new administration and what it might mean to your retirement, concerns about political environment, the economy, market volatility. And, there are these strategies in the form of annuities as a way to protect your nest egg from downside risk and give you that guaranteed income, that personal pension, so that you can just know what's coming in and you can go out and enjoy your life. I've often heard of it referred to as sleep insurance, which is kind of interesting because a lot of people lose sleep over their money and concerns about money. So this guide, I don't know, it's about 10 pages long. I will link to it in the show notes. But basically, the guide goes through all the different types of annuities in a very base level, simple manner, because again, it can be a complex topic, but I really wanted to kind of simplify it down, give you just the nuts and bolts of annuities. I also include a case study, so you can read about Laura's journey to financial security with something called a fixed indexed annuity. So there's a case study on Laura, and what are the pros and the cons of annuities, which is important to understand those. There's also a quiz in here talking about whether an annuity is right for you. So you can take this 7-question quiz, see what the answer, comes up to, and whether it is indicating that annuity could be right for you. And then I also include questions to ask that person that you're talking to about an annuity. Ask questions of yourself to consider an annuity. So I have 7 of those questions also. And then I also have, because I don't have enough questions in here, I also have questions to ask that retirement planning annuity expert. I have 18 questions. So if you really want to vet the person that is talking to you about an annuity, this guide would be an excellent resource for you, because you can go through these questions like, what type of annuity are you recommending? What are the fees associated? What guarantee does this offer? How does this annuity generate returns? Surrender period? How does inflation impact this? What is the financial rating of the issuing insurance company? So again, this is going to arm you with the right questions to ask. And the right person is going to be really, really happy that you are asking these questions, and they're going to be really happy that you want to make an informed decision that's best for you. And I will also go on to say that the right person should be answering these before you have to ask them. Okay, so that's one way to vet them. You'll have this in your back pocket, but if they aren't answering these questions before you have to ask, I don't know. You might want to think about whether they are the right person for you. And there's a retirement researcher that I've mentioned before. His name is Dr. Wade Pfau. He is one of the industry's top retirement researchers. Total academic. He has some books on retirement planning that, if you want to really get into the weeds of retirement planning, they're excellent books. But he's also a professor at the American College of Financial Planning. So he trains CFPs and retirement income certified professionals. And he says this: Annuities offer the unique value of turning savings into lifetime income, creating a financial foundation that helps retirees feel secure no matter how long they live. All right. So again, that is my guide. It's called Her Guide to Annuities, and you can grab a copy of that in the show notes of this live. All right. So back to becoming my mom. I want to also say that studies also show that retirees with guaranteed income are not only happier, but they also tend to live longer. So research from the Journal of Financial Planning found out that retirees with consistent income streams, like a pension, like an annuity, experience a higher quality of life and have significantly lower rates of depression and stress. The stability in income is linked to improved mental and physical health, which can add years to your life. Another study from the Institute of Social Research at the University of Michigan revealed that retirees with guaranteed income report higher life satisfaction and overall well-being, emphasizing the power of connection between financial security, happiness, and longevity. Now, the part of longevity that I can't necessarily help you with, well, I guess I can by talking to you about it and, making sure that you're focused on it, is being, physically healthy. So if you're going to live long, right? I had someone say to me the other day, this is the gist of my message. I want to live a good long life, but I only want to live it if I'm feeling healthy, right? Who wants to sit there, not able to do anything at 90 years old, right? So the idea is to be as physically healthy as possible. So that's why I talk about doing the things that you need to do to be healthy so you can enjoy that longevity, right? So we need to focus on our health, not just our wealth. So as I look toward the years ahead, I think about what I want for myself and what I want for my retirement. Like, what do I want it to look like? And these are some of the visioning exercises that I do with people in my programs, where I say, what is it that you want it to look like? Like, visualize. And we go through a number of exercises to help pull those thoughts and ideas and plans out of people. Because it's really hard. We're focused on today's issues, today's problems, today's challenges, today's opportunities, and therefore we don't spend enough time thinking about future. It's kind of part of how the human brain is wired for a lot of people. It's just really hard for them to think about that future because it's so uncertain and it's really hard to visualize. Like my mom, I do want the freedom to focus on what makes me happiest. And it's probably one of the reasons I left corporate America so long ago, because for me, it was a couple things. One, it felt a little like a ball and chain. I felt limited in certain capacities. I felt underpaid and sometimes underappreciated. Loved my coworkers, but I also had to travel around the world, and I had a family, kids, and I didn't want that for them. So for me, I traded some of that little bit more security, I guess, in some respects. Sometimes, with corporate America, it's not always as secure as people think it is, but I made those conscious choices. And, for me, it's not just about financial health. And maybe this is something you start to realize as you get older. It's also about being healthy and happy to enjoy life to the fullest with as little stress as possible. So if you're ready to redefine what it means to be a woman closing in on those traditional retirement years, I'm here to tell you that age is no barrier to becoming the best version of yourself. And, I made a choice to move to a small town next to a lake and a mountain where, in addition to working, I can play outside, I kayak, I paddleboard, I ski, I hike, and I enjoy the benefits of outdoor life, which there are many. And, my whole life, I've really focused on physical fitness. And I'm happy to say, knock on wood, other than about with breast cancer, I haven't really changed health and physical wise over the last, 30 years. But hasn't always been smooth sailing, right? We have those genetic things that can happen to us like breast cancer. But as I near the 60s, I've had to face down stereotypes about aging like we all do. And yeah, we all notice changes in our body, in our physical body, our mental body. And I've had to adjust my approach to fitness, health, energy, finances. Here's the truth. Approaching our 60s doesn't have to be a negative experience. I meet so many women that are like enthused and excited about the next chapter, right? Whatever that is for them. And I think it's an opportunity to embrace the beauty of aging, acknowledge the stories, etched in every line and wrinkle on our face. And I assert that age doesn't diminish your relevance, your vitality, and it doesn't have to diminish your health, wealth, or happiness. The idea is that we have that financial foundation in place. We've got strategies, we've got a plan, and unfortunately, not enough women have a plan so that we can really, really have that wonderful vitality in however many years remaining of our life that we have. So I'm on a mission to help women like all the women that watch my YouTubes and come to my classes and interact with the content on my website, overcome challenges, unlock full potential, and lead a life and a retirement of fulfillment. Whether it's about fitness, financial health, finding confidence, I'm here to help you get her done. So if you're ready to start your journey, couple things I wanted to mention. I'm putting together the finishing touches on my Retire Together membership community. I'll be kicking that off in January. Brand new, super cool, of course. I'm excited to share details on that soon. And I'm also going to be hosting a 12-week retirement readiness collaboration, is what I'm calling it, which again will kick off in January so that everybody can take a nice break for the holidays and enjoy what the holidays are meant for. So stay tuned on those two programs. And I've got all my other programs and content on the Her Retirement website, but these are two new ones that I'm working on and I'm excited to be launching in January. So let's begin the conversation and the collaboration. If you would like some help on this journey to and through retirement, I'm here. So thank you for listening to this live today. And I'm going to be thinking about my mom the rest of the day now, which is a good thing because she passed away last year and I miss her every moment of every day. But talking about her and thinking about the life she led and taking the lessons learned from her life and applying them to my life and helping other women apply some of those lessons is what lights me up. So thanks for watching today and have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you not next week for live because I'm going to be off with my friends hiking through some mountains in New Mexico. But I should be back the week after Thanksgiving, but I will send an email with some links to replays. Definitely check out the guide to annuities that I'll link below this video. Thank you.